Okay, let's take a look at our chart templates. So people love to engage with charts, whether it's actual real data. I think Square has done some really cool data charts. They don't do it often, but on Instagram, one famous one that I remember is showing how much avocado toast was purchased through Square checkout devices over the course of like a 5-year period, and how much more avocado toast we're buying than we used to. So you can get really down to the nitty gritty details of data in your company and actually make some pretty cool content. And you can, I encourage you to play with design tools. You can actually use, I'll show you at the end here, there's some built-in chart templates inside of Canva itself that would allow you to do real charts. But most of what we have in this chart section, some of them are grids, some of them are alignment charts, are not actual, high data communication devices. For instance, this bar chart has no data on it. What we're showing here is just a funny take on what type of content people actually like on Instagram. I will say you can come in and brand and do this chart in several ways. You can change the color of these lines if you want to your branded color. I would probably do that for Social Fresh when we post our version of this one. You can change the color of the actual bars in the chart, add your branding down at the bottom here. But this is a great example of how humor can be used to communicate something very relatable in a chart format. There's been a bingo card trend this year that I really like. I've seen Starbucks and Morning Brew and a few other brands do it. I think Bud Light did one. And this is again similar to like an alignment chart where you're asking the viewer to identify, to relate to these squares on a bingo card. So the free space might be something that everybody does. I think Morning Brew, the way they did this is, you're a subscriber of Morning Brew or something to that effect. Most social media managers, however, relate to the commonality of hating Facebook Ad Manager. So that's what we put there. And you can just change these out. Very relatable, very funny things about your customers, your followers, the type of industry you work in, something very specific to your product. You can have a lot of different creative opportunities here. And again, branded. The version we have in here in the template is an image in the background. I just got it off of Google Images, just this 3x3 grid. I've seen these with 5x5 grids. You can also make grids pretty easily inside of Canva as well if you wanted to change the colors on that. You can change the colors on all of this. We have it in a little bit of Social Fresh orange and blue here, but again, very brandable. Okay, a couple Venn diagrams. These are two that I did. I'll start with the double. The very simple, most common when people think of a Venn diagram, 2 circles and the overlap in between. Ours is people that believe in me, strangers on the internet, and my family. And then here's, this is an outline circle. And of course, you can also do it with these solid circles as well. I tend to think this is a better effect, but I think experiment with either option. And these are set to a transparency. We have 85% for both of them, so that the overlap in the center is more distinguishable as a separate color with the overlap of whatever 2 colors you use in the circle. And then the triple Venn diagram, these are pretty complex to come up with, just the idea, the concept, the kind of the copy that you put into these. This one I came up with on paper, working outside of Canva. I recommend kind of stenciling these out, writing these out, sketching them on a notepad before you experiment inside of Canva with them, because it gives you a little bit more freedom of just scratching stuff out, moving pieces around, something that you can have fun with. These are kind of hard to put together, but when they come together, I think they're really good alignment vehicles where people see them and they align with some. I think one of the comments we got on this when we posted it on Twitter once was like, that blue circle was made completely for me. So again, that's a comment kind of trap for someone. People comment on stuff that they align with and they identify with, and Venn diagrams are great for that. So this is the kind of old school alignment chart meme. And if you don't know what an alignment chart is, it's from Dungeons and Dragons, where you create a character, and one of the parts of creating your character is deciding how they align both with do they follow the rules of the system of the world that you're creating this character in, and are they morally good? Are they good or evil? So do they follow the rules means, are they lawful, or are they neutral, or are they chaotic? Chaotic, not following rules. And if they're good or evil, it's just good, neutral, and evil. That goes kind of vertically. So I'll show you one that we did for Social Fresh, kind of based on this template. How do you, again, another troll fighting trolls online, spam comments, all kinds of stuff, right? How do you fight trolls on Twitter? ignore them, mute them, block them, share their tweet with the screenshot, retweet them, reply back. It's kind of chaotic to reply back to a troll, right? So these are fun. People would identify with these. This is one that we posted on the Social Rush Instagram, and people respond with what they actually do, what they identify with. I will say this is a pretty common layout. These are a little difficult to put together, but they are great alignment vehicles for people to identify with. And we have this several different ways in here. These would be, ours was an image-based one. So, I mean, I'm sorry, a text-based one. I'm using just text for the actual alignments. You can do them, and it's more common to do it with images. So we have one with kind of a horizontal shaped image here, some square image options. You can replace these with your images and just drop something over. If we want to show you just how easy that is, we can just pull an image and you can just replace those pretty easily. Here's another one. This is kind of an outline version of the text example I showed you already, and then this is exactly what I based ours on, except I changed out the colors. And then lastly, there's several chart element kind of built-in shapes inside of Canva that you can use. A common trend among charts is this up and to the right trend. This one's a little chaotic, but talking about the more I practice TikTok dances, the worse I get at them on this chart, just having a little fun with that concept. Another up and to the right with these bars. These are just static shapes. These are not, you can't change the data here. You can change the color if you want to, but you can't actually change how these shapes look. But they're both basic concepts of the more you do something, the more something else happens, the more time you understand your customer, the better your ROI in social, right? So very simple concepts, but very relatable, again, and very kind of iconic things that people relate to. People, stop to look at charts. This again is a pie chart, an example of a pie chart that's an element from Canva's built-in images. You cannot change the numbers on this. I don't even know if this is 81 and 19%, but I just made it as an estimate. But this is a common chart meme, where you have two different colors on a chart, but they actually both represent the same thing. This is usually how it's written. One color is people who do this. The second color is people who also do this, but in a different color, meaning everybody does this. So in our example, we're talking about hating Facebook Ad Manager because it's so hard to use sometimes. So again, it's kind of a humor element there. You're roping people in with the data visual, but then using kind of more of a meme joke style to get them engaged. And here I have a blank slide, so I can just show you real quick. If you haven't used charts, you need to be on Elements and just come over to search for charts. And you see all the templates they have here, a lot of bar charts, line graphs, area graphs, different versions of pie charts. Once you bring it over, you can update the labels over here and the data, and it'll actually change the percentages right away to whatever numbers you put over here. You can put percentages here too. And you can easily change the colors. You can come over here, and it's always based off of one master color. So it'll use your color and then give you different gradations of contrasting colors with that. So if you do the yellow, you can do this blue, and you can play with whatever. I would have something, one or two options that are kind of your go-to options if you're going to do charts on a regular basis, so it stays branded. You can also make charts in other software and bring them into Canva to design around them. So these are our chart templates. Play with data, play with different alignment vehicles, alignment charts, and really engage people in these relatable kind of stop you in the feed formats.